Alright, so I'd like to welcome everyone back to the Fairweather Farmer. We're here on our second episode of the Western Wilds map. Like I said last time, we're going to introduce the wonderful precision farming DLC, kind of. It is a free DLC that they released from Giants. But there was multiple contributors into like the research and everything to go along with the deal with that new DLC. This is one of the pieces of equipment that came with it, this John Deere sprayer. I do have the sight system installed on this as well. So it will do like the spot spraying if you do herbicide. So it'll only spray if you come up on like a weed or whatever. In the description it says it can decrease your amount of herbicide used by up to 90%, I believe. So I mean that's a significant savings for those that have lots of fields, and but it'll be nice. This sprayer, it's not cheap, especially in the way that I have it set up. I'll go ahead and show you that here. And since the mod's been released, this Kverneland was also released, and so is this one, and they can both be added with the spot spraying. And the spot spraying on, I think on all of them is 39,000. It is on the John Deere as well, I do believe. So yeah. So as you can tell, your little message here with this configuration, each nozzle of the sprayer will only turn on while there's an actual weed below the nozzle. With that, you may use 90% less herbicide, reducing costs and protecting the environment. So obviously the whole deal with the precision farming is to use less chemicals and save a farmer money. So I have the narrow tires, and this is my exact setup that I have going on right now with the sprayer. I haven't filled it or anything yet. It can take up to almost 3,400 liters. It does have a spraying width of 28 meters at 7 miles an hour, so it's not terrible. It did cost $92,000. So, and as you can see, we do have a new tractor here that I attached to. This was just the Puma that was in the sale in the last episode. I decided to buy it. Actually, mainly because even though I did the whole cultivation with, or creating fields with the cultivator, it did not give it the plowed state. So, with that being said, I was looking at a way to get a plowed state, and I did also buy the. I believe this is from Black Sheep Modding. It's the I think it's called like the subsoiler. It is under plows, but yeah, the Lizard subsoiler. And I went with the 9MT because for those of you that played in 19, even though it has a horsepower rating of 320 and my case only has 270, if you actually pull it backwards, it does work. Funny enough. And it also greatly decreases the amount of power that you need to use it. So it's a little cheaty, but it also gets things done a lot faster. So we also did get the crop sensor. This is more to go on the front of the tractor whenever you're using the sprayer. It's actually more for the fertilizing aspect of it than the herbicides. So. And then we also have the Scout. So we were able to do our crop samples or our soil samples. I do also slightly make a modification of that in the XML file. Instead of going with the standard, like, I think it's like a 36-meter radius or diameter or whatever, I bump it up to 100 so I don't have to sit here and take sample after sample after sample after sample after sample, where I can just take a couple samples and be done. It's more in the game of speeding it up than cheating, because it takes forever if you try and do it the right way. So with that being said, as you can see now, the precision farming, since I did do the soil samples, it is giving us a pH value and a nitrogen value down there. So we will need to spread lime before we move on. Really, we should have done it before we plowed, but it is what it is at this point. So we are right at about $500,000 now since we bought the tractor, we bought the sprayer, we bought the subsoiler, the sensor, and then the soil sample. We actually did buy a couple other things. So we did buy this Case 2588 combine. It was around 75 to 80,000. And we bought both heads for it. This is a pretty decent combine. It's probably a little big for what we need right now, but we'll definitely grow into it. Comes with a 6-meter corn header and about an 8.5-meter reel head. And then while I was doing all that, this mower came up on the sale, and I got it for about $6,000. And then since then, I've also repaired it and repainted it, which cost me about $1,200 at most. So it looks nice and fancy now. And then to go with the sprayer, I bought this little tender trailer. I think this thing holds like 8,000 liters or something. So that'll help a lot. So that being said, we actually need to look in the store for a spreader, because we need to spread lime. The same miles per hour and the same spread. So, I mean, there's no customization on it. Just fine. Obviously, this one's trailed and the other one's just like a direct hookup. But I do like it. So we're going to go with that. And then one thing I have been wanting to do, since we are basically in a deserted area, I've wanted to kind of add an area that we can fill up with different consumable items on our farm. I think it's under actually, I think it's under container. Yep. So it's this multi buying system. Pretty nice. This one is by 82 Studios, I know that for sure. I'm not very good with remembering who did what mods or whatever. Definitely not the best at that. So I can't remember. So then we'll go ahead and disconnect that for now. We don't necessarily need it. Once we get some spreading done, I'll go ahead and start the worker on planting. I'm thinking I'm going to start with corn. Just to get things rolling. It's actually kind of funny because it looks like we like Case a lot, which actually, in the all actuality of everything, I'm actually more of a John Deere fan. So it's quite ironic, but with this tractor being in the sale and that combine being fairly cheap, I think they're trying to say that it's basically used, but you can get it fairly cheap from the store. I think it's like $70,000 at most. So get this back under. Put some line on it, and of course that feels very fat. But that's no problem. I mean, we have quite large fields. And being that it spreads at 42 meters, it's probably... And as you can see, it does go through the line quite fast. I like how in the top right corner you can see the application rate, and that does change based on the type of field you're in. Not even the type of field, but the type of soil that you're in. So if you have some soil that's better than others and can grow better crops, it'll take care of those a little more. Like as you can tell, we're in silty clay, and it says that right under that I guess you'd call it more of a rainbow colored bar, but once you get into the field, and it says it's increasing pH to optimal value for silty clay, which is at an even 7 pH. So it's automatically applying at 3 tons to the hectare. That's what that. Now we're at 4.38. And it says pH on the bar up there. It has to go up 0.625%. Or 0.625, I should say. So we went through that hopper in about a field and a half. Or about half of what we own, I should say. So we'll fill back up. We'll get down here to the end of the field, and I'll get this other tractor started. I'm not quite sure that section that we missed on 19, if you did that, the area that took on more was actually bigger than what it showed, so probably won't let me fill those in. So, just gonna jump out here and run over here to this tractor. So we're already set to corn. I have 1,000 liters in the planter. Oh yeah, duh. Can't plant corn right now. So with that being said, I don't know if we can plant anything at the current moment with what we have. Because I don't think this planter will let me do canola. Or grass. So we might be waiting. No, so we're just gonna keep our fields ready. So now that we've got all of that put away, we're kind of stuck for the current moment as far as trying to get anything done with actual farming, with it being so late in the season. I mean, we could go out and buy a seeder, and then we could put canola in the ground, but then that would screw us up for planting anything in the spring, so we may go ahead and just hold off and kind of do a little skip through winter. However, there is one thing I do want to do before we do that. I kind of wanted to get a production of some kind started, just so we can get some small income coming in. So I'm thinking about just going with this $9,000 large one, and then putting it along this side over here. Kind of over here by the telephone pole, but far enough back. We can park something there if we need to. So we've got that in there. Door. I think I'm gonna go through and put some dirt out in front of here. So we'll do that right quick. On the landscaping, painting. I don't necessarily want animal mud or asphalt. Just regular dirt's fine. Take it right out to the road there. Take it down the side. I'll actually take it a little bit wider because I am going to get a trailer, an auto load trailer, so I can just drive right up next to these. So I'm actually going to make like a little loop behind here. Kind of come up this side. Right next to the telephone pole. So that'd be pretty good there. Looks kind of natural. Because if it's a wide enough loop there, then we'll be alright. So then I will just go ahead in here and buy this auto load trailer so I don't forget. Oh, I can't remember which one it is. There it is. So now we have auto load for pallets. That's a BKT. So we'll kind of make it more of a case looking since we have a case tractor. Looks pretty good. So if you look at any of my other vehicles, for the most part, I do have a little bit of fun in customizing the license plates. It is kind of funny. I shows a little thing to crack myself up every once in a while. We all need a little laugh here and there. So now that pallet's there and available for when we need it. But first we actually need to get water and seeds actually. So we'll go in here and we will see just what we want to do. I believe the two options are either with solid fertilizer or with manure. And to be honest, they're the exact same except one's solid fertilizer and one's manure. And manure is a lot cheaper than solid fertilizer. And they produce the exact same thing, I do believe. So we're gonna go with manure for logical reasons. But with that being said, we will go over here. We'll go get our pallet or our trailer, and we'll customize it. I do have the mobile workshop as well, so I can just do it on the go. I don't have to take it to the shop or anything like that. Because I'm pretty confident that that trailer will only let us do herbicide. Let's see. HS8S. So let's actually go into the store here. Yep, it only lets us do herbicide and liquid fertilizer. So we go into look at animals. So that one's 2,000, that one's 6,000, that one's 7,300, that one's 8,000, 8,000. That one can go up to 50,000. So can that one. And this one can do milk, water, herbicide, and fertilizer. Kind of liked this one because you can literally do all kinds of different stuff with it. It's fairly cheap. It's on its own little trailer. And you can pay the $15,000 and get up to 50,000 liters, but 5,000 should be enough for us right now. You can get a steel tank. I like the white. I do like the chrome wheels though. So I know I know we don't have cows or anything yet, but that's just funny. So we are gonna need a water water hydrant. I don't know if there's a difference between those. I know all of these are free, and so is this one. There's actually this one as well. That can be used as a power washer, but it charges you $1 for every 100 liters of water. And I don't think that this one pumps faster than this one. Although you would think that since one's big, medium, and small, that they would, but so we'll kind of put this on the edge of our yard. We'll take the capacity up to 12,000. Might as well. It's only going to cost us $4,000. So. And then we will. I would have to be answering to my financial advisor if I did that, I believe. Get manure shows here, because I'm sure you can buy it. Yep, $296 for 12,000 liters of manure. I would definitely say that's much cheaper than if I tried to buy 12,000 liters of solid fertilizer. Then we'll get backed up here. Kind of back up close to the water tank and they'll take it off. We get that emptied out. Apparently it doesn't take that much. I thought it took more than 4,000 liters, but maybe, well, it only took 3,150. Sorry. So, we're gonna have one heaping pile manure on the backside. How I'm gonna get that loaded back up, I have no idea. And we're gonna go over here and try and only buy now that we're full. We'll go ahead and get this 5,000 liters into the greenhouse. Although I doubt it takes all of it. It might. Apparently the capacity is a lot more for water. That was only about 25,000 liters worth. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. Let's look at the price of things. Generally from experience, the lettuce is quite profitable. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do lettuce. And we'll activate it. Make sure it's all blue and good. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna stay hooked to it, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this filling again. Because you can keep filling it even after you walk away. And you can hear it. It is nice. And then I think we're gonna call that the end of the episode. I'd like to remind everybody to like, comment, subscribe. All those things help me. Share it with a friend or someone who's like-minded and likes to watch farm sim videos. I am improving. I've even seen it from since the beginning. So they're getting better and better all the time. And if you have anything that you can add, feel free to comment. I'm always looking for suggestions. Something you'd like to see, a tractor you'd like to see. That older International is that's a really good mod for anybody that hasn't downloaded it. I mean, even the detail when it comes to the engine, all the different lines, filters. I mean, it's a nice mod. I mean, even down to the headlights, you can see the different variations in that. Starter, alternator, pretty cool. So, like I said, if you have any mods you'd like to see, feel free to comment, and I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.